The next concept we're going to look at now is the sum of a sequence or a series. What do we mean by a series, and how do we calculate the sum of a series? Okay, we're going to start looking at a linear sequence or an arithmetic sequence, and we're going to learn about how do we calculate. Here it says the sum of the following. Well, if we had to work out just the sum of the three terms, it would be 27 plus 17 plus 14. So it's 20 plus 17 is 37, plus 14 gives you 51. That's quite easy. But how do we do this to 500? We haven't got time to go and work out to 500 terms. So the starting point is to say, okay, what do we know? We know the first term, A, is 20. What is your difference, your D? Your D will be 17 minus 20, which is minus 3. We can double check that by taking the 14 minus 17, which also gets you minus 3. Now we've got to learn a new formula, and that's called the sum to n terms of an arithmetic sequence. And the one way of doing it is to say n over 2, and then it's bracket 2a plus bracket n minus 1 times d. So the formula for the sum to n terms of an arithmetic sequence is s of n equals n over 2 multiplied by 2a plus n minus 1d. Now there's actually another formula which I'm going to show you. And you could say s of n equals n over 2. We could break up this 2a into a plus a, because a plus a is 2a. And we could still write plus n minus 1d. Now I wonder if you're noticing anything. Do you remember that t of n for an arithmetic sequence is a plus n minus 1 times d? And this a plus n minus 1 times d is here. So we could say that s of n equals n over 2, a plus. We could replace this whole a plus n minus 1 times d with tn, because that's the tn formula. And there's one other thing you can do. Sometimes we refer to t of n as L. So L, or tn, which means the general term, sometimes it's called the nth term, is also known as the last term. And we refer to the last term as an L. So tn and L are the same thing, and they all mean the same thing. So tn could be referred to as the general term, tn is sometimes referred to as the nth term, and sometimes tn is called L, the last term. So s of n here is equal to either n over 2a plus tn, or it's equal to a plus L times n over 2, or it's simply equal to n over 2, 2a plus bracket n minus 1 times d. So in this question, they are asking us for the sum of 500 terms. So all we really need to do now is substitute. Sum of 500. Let's go and see how this works. How are we going to work out the sum of 500? S 500 equals n divided by 2. Let's use this formula. The n is 500, because we're doing sum of 500, divided by 2. Then we're going to say 2 times a. The a in this question is 20. So 2 times a is 40. Plus, then in brackets n minus 1, 500 minus 1, times the d value. The d value in this question was minus 3. So you definitely can use your calculator here. You're going to get 500 over 2, which is 250, bracket 40. This is 500 minus 1, so it's plus 499 multiplied by minus 3. So it's 250 into bracket 40. Now we need to multiply. Well, what is 500 times 3? We know that 500 times 3 is 1500. So this is 499 times 3. So it's going to be minus 1497, just 3 less. Now you can definitely use your calculator. 250 times by 40 minus 1497. Let's go and double check we've got this all correct. We do. And on your calculator, you'll get the answer of minus 364,250. So S of n, sum of a sequence, equals n over 2, multiplied by 2a plus bracket n minus 1 times d. All you need to know is what your a, your n, your d are, substitute your values, and get the answer. And go and revise the different formulae I've shown you here. There are 3 different ways you can write out the value of S of n.